Hi, I'm Colin and welcome to How to Paint Watercolours. So if you're ready, we'll get started and we'll paint this one. Hello and welcome to How to Paint Watercolours with me, Colin. And I've just stretched my paper, which is just wetting both sides, back and front, and I'm just removing the excess off around the sides, stop any run backs. I just want to dry off the mounting area, so I want to keep this dry. Okay, small mop brush, a small amount of Naples yellow, following the line, the pencil line, a simple drawing. Pull a little bit of this out, bring it down here. This is called citrus yellow. I just want to touch one or two areas in, just to bring a variation to the colour. This is a weak version of dioxazine purple and French ultramarine. You can see how weak it is. Pulling it into the yellow, I don't mind mixing with the yellow as it will turn a neutral grey. Dioxazine purple and French ultramarine again, but this is a stronger version. Take a little bit out where that fir tree is, back into the Naples yellow, streak some into the land. Try and make this like an autumn scene, I think. Some yellow ochre and burnt sienna. Just softening it in. Just some straightforward yellow ochre. And then some French ultramarine, raw umber and citrus. And then we're going to leave this to dry. Now that your sky's dry, I'm just going to move into the mountains here. I'm just going to re-wet right up to the skyline. I'm going to put the shadow side in once again. This is a very weak dioxazine purple and French ultramarine. Just leaving the snow line at the top, taking a damp brush, soften the bottom in. And I'm just going to re-wet where the rocks are. Pulling the water into the wash that you put on at the start. This is raw umber and French ultramarine. Raw umber, French ultramarine and citrus yellow. Just a spot of burnt sienna and yellow ochre. Now we're going to leave that to dry. Now that your mountain washes are dry, I'm just taking some of this citrus yellow and I'm just adding it to the dioxazine purple and the French ultramarine, because I just want to change its colour, and with it being its complementary colour, it will grey it. And then into that we can just place some rocks. Build it up slowly. The dark next to the light, make it pop a little bit more. Just dragging the brush now that it's nearly out of paint. So you get a hit and miss effect. Shape your mountain with your brush strokes. There's a bit of a ridge here. And into some of these I just want to drop a tiny bit of yellow ochre. Softening some edges off. Take some clean water and run it into your tree line, but not all the way to the top. And then with raw umber and French ultramarine, I'm going to pop some fir trees in here, or evergreens, and just allowing it to hit the water and spread. And as the paintbrush runs out of paint, I'm just going to bring it into the tree line here, as this will fade it off, which is what I'm looking for really. Same on this side. Most of this will be covered up by the other fir trees, and I just want to make sure there's something there. Just adding a little bit of detail here just helps your eye focus and tell you that they are trees. Just running some water underneath just to encourage it to show a little bit of mist. Softening off the bottom on this area, and I think we'll drop just a little bit of the sky colour in, which is the dioxine purple, French ultramarine, with just a touch of the citrus yellow, and then we're going to allow this background to dry as well. Now your background trees are dry, taking the same raw umber and French ultramarine, we're just going to put some cracks in these rocks just to allow them to stand out. Just softening some of the lines in. Using the same mixture and the same detail brush, I'm just going to put the tops of these trees in. Same with these ones here. For those of you who have joined us at the first time viewing, I'll leave a link in the description box and it will take you to the other painting videos I've made if you've enjoyed this one. Now changing colour, raw umber, French ultramarine and citrus yellow. I've just changed to my mop brush and we can begin to put this tree in. And if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Apparently it helps with the new algorithm that YouTube and Google have running. Whilst this is still wet, I just want to drop a lighter green. This is the same colour, but it has more citrus yellow in it. Just check it. You can use lemon yellow for this, and I'm just dropping in some citrus yellow at the top of these trees. And because this is an opaque yellow, it will disperse the others, slightly soften it in. It will push the other colour out, allowing this to show through. Soften it in. Put the top of this tree in. Do the same to all the other trees and you build your picture up nice and steady, nice and slow. Back to my lighter green. The citrus yellow in, or the lemon yellow if you haven't got this colour, or even a cadmium yellow light. Just acts as a little highlight. soften it in. Back to my lighter green colour. Once again, back to the citrus yellow, just for a little highlight. I will be putting a darker colour, the green, on here, just to give these trees a little more depth. Once again, just soften it back. And we're just going to let this dry off for a moment or two, because when I put the next colour in, I don't want it to come too far over, so we have to leave this for a couple of minutes. Okay, now that's dried off a little bit. It's still damp, the paper, which is just where I want it, and with the darker mixture that we put in the other trees, we're going to darken one side of the trees, which is the right hand side, and just up the middle, and we will be putting another darker colour into this, same to this one. Allowing it to get darker as you come down the tree to where the tree trunk is. A little bit up the centre there. Allowing the trees to come together, it doesn't matter here because they are close. Just going back to my rocks now, just strengthening the cracks up in one or two areas. Okay, we're going to leave this to dry. Just before we add some more darks to the trees, I think we'll just re-wet land area, this ground area, both sides, straight across the trunks of the trees, because I'll lift them out later on. Just pulling the yellow ochre back, straight through the tree trunks, don't worry about it. Give my arm, nice and strong down here. This is the burnt sienna and yellow ochre. Well, I'm just going to run this along the bottom edge. Also pull that back into the ground. Strengthen it up where you think it needs it. Remember, being as the paper is still wet, it will dry a lot lighter. I'm just going to run a bit of green through it. This is a raw umber French ultramarine mix with some citrus yellow. Just softening out one or two areas. Raw umber and French ultramarine. Just helping to define the shoreline. Soften off any edges with a damp brush. Then with some of the French ultramarine and raw umber, we can just start to darken up one or two areas of the tree. All adding a little bit more contrast. Resist the temptation to bring it all the way across the tree. I'm not going to put any in these two because I want these two to sit further back to just help support the painting. And I want to add some sky colour, which is your dioxazine purple and French ultramarine. I also want to add some of this into the land. It just helps to unify the painting. Turn it into a purple grey. It's the yellow ochre. And now once again we have to leave this to dry. Okay, I'm just taking a damp brush and I'm just going to lift some of these trunks out. I'm going to come back to the waterfall, and with the very pale dioxazine purple and French ultramarine, which was the first wash that you put in the sky, and with the dry brush pull some over the waterfall, taking the excess paint off. Then with a damp brush, just soften the edges off. Then with a slightly greyer mix of the same colour, you can just add one or two dark patches, a bit heavy handed. Damp brush once again, softening the edge in. And I'm just going to add a little bit of water here with gaps in between, once again with the weaker mix, and I'm just going to drop it into the water and allow it to spread. Just adding a little bit of colour to the foam. Once again, just softening that area off gently. And then with the burnt umber and French ultramarine, where I've lifted out the tree trunks, I'm just going to put a couple of lines in here just to represent where they are, and hopefully I'm going to leave a little light patch in the centre just to help to draw your eye in. Some clean water, I'm just going to wet this area here, not all the way across. Just want to drop some citrus yellow, which is in the sky, along with some of the Naples yellow, and with the stronger version of the dioxazine purple French ultramarine coming along here. A little bit on this side. So all horizontal strokes. Pull it into the other colour. Remember, this will dry lighter. And then for some darker pools, raw umber and French ultramarine, just to add a little bit of depth to it. Now we're taking some of your darker green mixture. I'm just going to run it under the trees here, the evergreens, pulling it down with the fall of land, just adding some shape. And taking my detail brush, just a few grasses in here. Same with this one. Taking a damp brush, just softening one or two of these edges out. Once again returning to some of the thicker sky colour mixture, French ultramarine, dioxazine purple, and we're just going to add some of this in. And we just want to pull one or two shadows in with this. Just dropping some of the the raw umber and French ultramarine. Once again, just strengthening up the darker areas of the deep water. I'm going to lift a little light patch out here down the middle, and then we're just going to leave this to dry off for a couple of minutes. Okay, now that the river's quite dry, going back to the sky mixture, the strong one again, which is the French ultramarine with the dioxazine purple, and we're just going to add this to the shoreline here. It's relatively quite thick, and also into that I want to run some yellow ochre through it as well. Probably just want to soften the back edge of this, so just softening the edges in. And with it being quite thick and dry, I think we can now lift some pebbles out, but we'll just try it first. Yeah, I think that could be dry enough. I'm just using the edge of my oil painting palette knife. Okay, I think that will do. I think we'll shore a couple of birds. Maybe one on each side here. And now you get round to the best bit. This is where you get to sign it, mount it and frame it. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please click the like button and subscribe. And if you'd like to see other painting videos that I've made for YouTube, I will leave a link in the description box below, and that would take you straight to them. So once again, thank you very much for watching.